Welcome to the spoilers video. Warning, spoilers. Just making sure. This is Bookie, and I just did a non-spoiler review for Wonder Woman 1984, and I just wanted to ramble on about a few of the details and actually do defend some parts of it. So let's just start off with the villain, Maxwell Lord. Now, he's the main villain of the film, like Ares was in the first film, and we all know, the first one was a great film, but Ares fell kind of flat at the end. And we've got Barbara, the cheetah, as like an extra villain, a side villain. Now, while Maxwell is a much better fleshed out villain than Ares was, so bonus points on that for the 1984 film, his end goal is, I'm not really sure what he was trying to achieve here. Really, there's an artifact, right, that can grant you wishes, and he wishes that he becomes the artifact himself, so he can grant wishes of other people and take whatever price he wants in return for himself, because he wants to be successful and leave behind a legacy for his son to be proud of. And it starts off with, making his company an actual success, because he was kind of like put down as like a con man and stuff, and eventually he just ends up plunging the world into chaos, like really quickly, like straight up into nuclear warfare as a consequence. And on purpose. He does this on purpose. It's not like, oh shit, it got out of hand. No, he does this on purpose. But yeah, I'm not really sure what he was hoping to get out of that. Really. Because at the end, Wonder Woman convinces him to, denounce his wish of becoming the Wishmaker. He does not directly, but she's doing it by convincing the entire world through him to denounce their wishes that caused all these problems. And I guess that makes him realize that he is not really giving his son a very nice world to live in, I guess. The film never really explains this so much, what's really up there. But when you denounce your wish, you get the price you paid for it back, and the film makes it seem like everyone in the world denounces their wishes, and that's where all the consequences vanish, sort of. Because you still see an aftermath, like everyone still remembers everything, but I think the idea was that because they never could have made their wish if Maxwell was not the wish maker, that by denouncing his wish sort of never happened, so their wishes never happened. But the world is still sort of in a disarray, as if it happened, but the consequences were taken back. It's just kind of weird. But anyway, that's just that's kind of like, it's. But let's just go over to Barbara, because she casually, when they had the artifact and they had no idea what it was, she casually just wished to become as strong as her employer Diana, because she wanted to become as confident and as popular as Diana was, and discovered that was not all Diana was, as she was getting like superpowers herself. And the price she paid for this was her humanity, which is why later on she wants to become like an apex predator, and Maxwell uses his power to grant wishes to, like, he makes somebody else do a wish, and then as a price he somehow makes it Barbara becomes like that. Anyway, my point here is I feel like I see a lot of people really don't get how Barbara could come back for a sequel, like has been kind of hinted. Because, yeah, it's true that all the wishes were, like, denounced that were made through Maxwell. So that's why at the end of the film she no longer has the cheetah body. But she made her wish of being like Diana before Maxwell became the Wishmaker. And since we don't see her denounce her own wish personally, that wish should still be in effect, meaning she'll stay as strong and age just like Diana does, I'm guessing. And then there's also two things about Diana's armor. The first is Diana supposedly, I see a lot of people say that it came out of nowhere. Suddenly she was chasing the plane and suddenly she just had the armor out of nowhere. And that's not true. That's just not true. That's not true. Because while it is weird, she was chasing after Maxwell and then suddenly went like, wait, I'm going to make a detour at my house like 6,000 miles that way and then go 6,000 miles back that way, just whatever. But it was shown in the film earlier that she already had the armor. When she told Steve, when she told Steve that she'd been researching like Themysciran history and everything, and about this character whose name I kind of forgotten right now. Was it Asteria? I'm guessing Asteria. Let me just look this up for a moment. Yes, so Asteria it is. Where were we? Yeah, anyway, she told Steve that she was researching all that, and come on, it's been like, what, 66 years since the first film? She had to have done some shit, right? So I think it's fine that she already had the armor in her possession, and the film already said she had it, because she was like, researching her own people. So I don't see the need to see how she found it, personally anyway. But yeah, Steve, he got wished back by accident. And a lot of complaints about it's one of those days again. A lot of complaints I saw was about why would he come back in somebody else's body and not his own? Like his soul inhabits another person's body. Now, personally, I thought the movie was pretty much explained this point very well, that the wishes were like a monkey's paw. There is a price you have to pay for your wish, and the wish never really works out as you thought it might. But that aside, Diana and Steve are beyond casual about how some guy just probably died so Steve's soul could inhabit his body, and they even go through the person's apartment to see who he was and everything, and then they just sleep together. And I can't put enough emphasis on the fact on how incredibly casual they are about this. Because as far as they know, Steve just basically body snatched someone. The guy had probably had family, he had friends, right? He lived in the city. And they're just like, oh, look at these pictures that guy had. Ah. So yeah, that's just really, really awkwardly strange. It just comes off like, okay then, so we don't care about somebody else. And that's also just kind of weird. It's not really kind of weird though, like how she's still hung up about Steve. Because, yeah, from our perspective, that's like, come on, man, it's been 66 years. But I guess for her, like, not only was he the very first man she ever saw, but he was also the very first person that introduced her at an adult age to the rest of the entire world, to trains, to ice cream, everything. So I'm guessing I can see why she would still be hung up about Steve, because the impact Steve had on her life is probably bigger than any person ever had on our personal lives, for the most part. So I can kind of understand that. I can look past it. But yeah, the original guy, is fine though in the end. Like, Diana is slowly losing her powers as the price she has to pay for Steve's return. So she eventually, of course, has to let him go to gain back her strength so she can get through Barbara and stop Maxwell's whatever plan. Yeah. I think that's basically what I had to say for this film. If there's anything else you'd like to discuss, drop a comment down below. And hopefully I'll see you back soon. I'll be working on a lot of new content for 2021. Also on some new equipment and everything. So, yeah. See you then, hopefully. Happy New Year. It's like a threat. Happy New Year. You better have a Happy New Year. Yeah. You better. Or else. Oh, you're still here. Come on, scram! Go have a Happy New Year!